Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm an operator in a small print shop. I'm responsible for printing customers' jobs on time with precise and consistent color quality that meets their expectations. Some call me the Jackie of all trades. I used to struggle with color, and for a long time didn't fully understand why. But because many of our customers weren't happy with their printed products and started to lose faith in our print shop, I went on a little voyage of discovery before my company lost them to the competition. I started to understand where I was going wrong when I stumbled over the concept of the 6 C's of color management in an industry article. I'd like to share my story with you. So, what are the 6 C's of color management, and why do they all matter? First of all, there's consistency. I used to bypass or ignore printer-specific calibration procedures, such as the automatic adjustment of gradations, density, and shading. This meant my printer was in an undefined state. Previously, I'd just go ahead and capture the color characteristics of my printer in its current state. But since that state was undefined, this meant that any work I'd done capturing the color characteristics was kind of wasted, as after a time, color wasn't quite as I expected anymore. And I couldn't get the printer to go back into this state later on as it was undefined. When I realized this, I got into the habit of going through all the auto adjustments as recommended by the printer manufacturer. I then got the printer into a defined state and could get the printer to get back to that state later if anything changed, such as humidity, temperature, and so on. This was a crucial first step for me. When it comes to the second C, calibration, I attempted to make my life easier by using already existing calibrations instead of creating my own. I didn't realize that I'd introduced a challenge similar to the one in the area of consistency. So although a custom self-made profile would characterize the printer in its current state and therefore work temporarily, without a custom calibration, again, the printer had no defined state to get back to if it drifted. I also learned that changing a media type and certain print settings had an impact on color. If two media are different enough to significantly change the printed color appearance, these two media deserve individual calibrations and media profiles. When I realized this, I started to create my own custom calibrations for my printer, media, and toner combinations, and with that, I had put the printer into a targeted state that is optimal and repeatable before I started to characterize the printer by creating an ICC profile. Understanding this and acting accordingly actually did make my life easier. For one, I got the best possible gamut out of the printer for the individual media. And secondly, I could run a simple recalibration wizard whenever I saw the need to get color back to that targeted, defined state. In the area of the third C, characterization, I first worked with a color management solution that didn't give me a lot of profile creation options, so it wasn't really working for me. Sometimes I need a profile that allows me to hit an industry color standard as accurately as possible. Other times, my customers want me to boost colors to create attention-grabbing prints with intense colors without affecting critical areas such as grays and skin tones. I decided to change my color management solution to something that allowed me to choose how I characterize my printer to cover all of these options. My new color management solution is also fully integrated with my digital front end. This is a key benefit for me as it's much easier to use. No more manual exporting and importing of PDF files. No turning off and on color management, no more validating color settings the hard way. It all happens automatically as the communication between my color management solution and digital front-end works bidirectionally. In the area of the fourth C, conversion, working with a digital front end that correctly converts from one source color space to the color space of the printer is key. It allows me to print the expected, keeping my customers happy and waste to a minimum. Working with the latest Adobe PDF print engine, being able to treat spot colors independently of process colors, and having control over how one color space is converted into another one is extremely important to me and directly influence the choice of digital front ends in our print shop. Plus, being able to control different print technologies with the same color management workflow made it so much easier to onboard new colleagues and allowed us to normalize our color management processes throughout. Back then, I used to celebrate when I'd adjusted the printer, created a calibration and profile, and then printed my jobs, and they looked awesome and my customers were happy. But I realized that this success was temporary, and came to realize that maintaining that color quality I was so proud of required control over time. This is where the fifth C comes in: control. I established control by monitoring verification results against industry color standards on a regular basis, and use schedules and notifications to plan and execute verifications, as well as recalibrations, so that my printers never leave the green zone. My customers then remained happy, as I can now print the same job again 4 weeks, 6 months, or a year later and deliver the same results. Any deviation from the desired result is automatically tracked, spotted, and communicated to me and my colleagues. Automatic recalibration ensures that the previously targeted state is matched again and I'm back in control. And just recently, I learned about the importance of the sixth C, and that it actually exists. I had precisely adjusted my printer, created the best possible calibration and profile, used the great color conversion capabilities of my digital front end, and even controlled the color quality of my printer over time. Everything was perfect. But then, I got a PDF from a customer, and it became apparent my digital front end was not configured to interpret the PDF correctly. A transparency was missed, and the overprinting of an object was misinterpreted. Plus, a source profile, as tagged to one of the objects within the PDF, was not correctly read out. And the PDF print engine actually used a wrong source profile, leading to incorrect color in the printed product and a very unhappy customer. That day, I learned that the best color management solution and setup on the planet does not help if a PDF is not interpreted correctly. I then went through the process of achieving Ghent PDF Output Suite 5.0 conformance certification, which is easy, affordable, and can be done remotely, which A, guaranteed that PDF files would always be interpreted correctly, and B, gave my customers the security and confidence of working with me on all future jobs without any unpleasant surprises. It was that day that I fully achieved the 6 C's in my print shop, with the 6th C being conformance. And it was that day my customers stopped looking at the competition and fully committed to our print shop because they understood they were in the best possible hands. So now you know why they call me the Jackie of all trades, but I like to think I'm now kind of a master of them too. I hope my story helps you master your own color. To learn more, visit fiery.efi.com/6Cs.